A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, mostly involving the various aspects that is, you know, the YouTube uploading system and YouTube video processing and all that. All of that stuff is great, but, you know, without some form of control over pretty much everything, to be honest, it gets kind of difficult to make sure that everything is going smoothly. Speaking of smooth, I need to grab some smooth stone. Let's try 5 stacks from each. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay, 10 stacks of smooth stone. This should be good. Let's see. I need to go to this layer because this layer has... Oh, actually I need to go back up the stairs here because I need to retrieve from over here these lanterns. Let me put those in there. Okay, now I can go back down here. The reason I needed the lanterns was because as I continue to excavate all of this material here, I will find myself wanting to make sure that I have plenty of light. In addition to that, I will want to make sure that I have plenty of smooth stone available for when I inevitably need to, you know, fill in more area. Like right here. You know, it's not actually doing anything, therefore I can fill it in. Right here as well needs a lantern. And then pretty much this entire section right here needs to be carved out. Silk touch for the win. Okay, now I can go and just kind of vaguely fill in the area here. Oops, wrong one. Boop. Okay. Now I just fill in the lanterns at my feet here. You can see just how much that actually helps. Like, it doesn't look like much, but when you consider the fact that this is actually going and stretching across multiple floors with this pattern, you can kind of start to realize that this is actually quite the hefty build. Like, you can start really getting a sense of the scale of the project just by looking at how massive this project actually is. You know, you can start seeing little patterns emerging that are telling you roughly what's going on. If you're not familiar with Minecraft, that's fine. Like, at one point, I wasn't very familiar with Minecraft. You want to know how I learned? I watched people playing the game. I watched people playing modded Minecraft specifically, but normal Minecraft is just as good, you know? Like, all of the modded Minecraft that I watched, all it taught me was how to interact the modded Minecraft with regular Minecraft. Because I actually watched someone who was really good at playing Minecraft, especially modded Minecraft, and they were sitting there and explaining everything that they were doing as they went, even if they looked kind of stupid doing it. You know, they still continued to, you know, play all of the you know, all of the industrial craft, all of the, I think at one point they were thinking about playing the, what's it called, computer craft mod, but they decided against it because it looked basically like it was going to be nothing but just menus and text boxes, and they didn't think it was very good for their channel. Speaking of which, that is something that the YouTube analytics actually helps me to keep track of, is what kind of things would be good for my channel. You know, what kind of things do my viewers enjoy, well, viewing? What types of videos would my viewers want to see? That's the type of thing that really helps me make sure that I'm making the proper kinds of videos for my viewing audience, which is you people. And the only way I really can get a cohesive feedback on what that is if you guys leave a comment. I do read all of my comments. I haven't gotten comments in the last few days. I definitely enjoy reading all of the different comments. I know some of you are returning viewers. For example, I have noticed that one of my YouTube viewers, one of the people who frequents my channel, is actually named Blue MC with 3 blue hearts. Like, I've seen him comment repeatedly on my videos, therefore I know he's a person who is probably subscribed. They probably get all of their notifications and everything. You know, they probably leave likes on all of the videos too. But, you know, that's just one person. And obviously I like my videos. Therefore, I make sure I hit the like button on my video because I like it. If I didn't like my video, well, then I wouldn't hit the like button, would I? If I were trying to, you know, if I were trying to make different kinds of videos, I would possibly just, oops, oh my, that's a good bit of damage. Let me drop this on the floor for the moment so that I can pick that up, and then pick that back up, and then I can go through this section. Yeah. If I didn't enjoy making the videos that I make, I probably would not continue making them. Because as it currently stands, I don't have enough viewers to live stream yet. I don't have enough subscribers to live stream yet. I need 4,000 hours viewed within the last 28 hours on my channel. Not from my channel, on my channel, meaning I need other people to watch my videos for 48 hours. On top of that, I need 1,000 subscribers. Therefore, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, it will definitely help me. It'll help my channel. It tells YouTube to tell more people to watch my videos. You know, I watch plenty of other Minecraft YouTube content creators, and they are doing decently well. I figure, you know, if Bedrock Edition is able to do this well, even in the absence of Java Edition, Bedrock Edition is doing quite nicely well for itself on YouTube, meaning it is decently popular. I figure if Minecraft can be decently popular on YouTube, even to this day, despite all of the people, you know, going and doing their own thing, despite Java having that whole commercial content license thing that they're doing, like, despite all of that, Minecraft endures, you know. All of these other channels seem to be struggling. All of these other games seem to be struggling. I mean, I remember when Fall Guys used to be one of the most popular games. Now, you say Fall Guys and people look at you and go, Fall Guys? Who's that? Is that another YouTube channel? It's like, no, that was an actual video game. You know, there's only so much you can do with, you know, ragdoll physics and just shenanigans, you know? There's only so much you can do. If you want a stable repertoire of viewership, then you need to know how to expand beyond just that limited amount. And there is ways to expand one game beyond that amount. However, the majority of what you'll find is that you're not expanding one game beyond that amount. You're instead expanding your content beyond that amount. You're expanding more than just the game. You're expanding, like, everything. Just everything. And because of that, you're going to find that, you know, you're going to do better on YouTube, you're going to do better on, you know, your various tasks that you assign yourself. You're going to find that you just start doing better. And because of that, you start being better. And as you get better, you will find that you are more equipped to take on these different tasks. And that will help you get even better, you know? And it's kind of a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, really. You get better, and then because you got better, you get more viewers. Because you got more viewers, you got better. And you can already see where this is going. It's just going to keep repeating itself back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, you got better because you got more viewers. You got more viewers because you got better. Hey, I see a pattern. You know, I noticed a pattern. Well, good for you. You know, did anyone else notice that pattern? Not really. Well, then those people aren't going to do very well because they didn't notice the pattern, but you did. You noticed the pattern, and as a result, you know, people start doing better. They start getting better. Their channel starts growing. They start feeling happier. They start wanting to make more videos. They start feeling more thankful. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Next thing you know, you're stuck with, you know, some massive mega YouTube channel that you have no idea how you got your channel that big, but at the very least, you are happy that you managed to get so many viewers, so much support, and the next thing you know, you're sitting there going, how am I going to continue being this amazing? You know, everyone just keeps telling me, keep up the good work. Well, how am I doing all of this good work? I don't know what I'm doing, you know? You end up stressing out, saying, you know, what am I doing right? Me, I don't get that. I don't stress out like that. You know, I don't sit there going, well, what am I going to do next? How am I going to think of something fun and entertaining for my viewing membership to watch? No, I don't do that. Instead, what I do is a very, very simple, very elegant tactic. I just sit there and ask myself, what do I need next in my base? You know, what's the next thing my base needs? Not what would my fans want me to build, not what should I build. Instead, it's what does my base need? What does my storage system want me to do? If my storage system says I need more polished basalt, you know, I'll go out and I'll mine some basalt. If my storage system is telling me I need more polished andesite, I'll go looking for polished andesite. Currently it's telling me I need more nether quartz. Therefore, I'm going to have to go out looking for nether quartz at some point. But in the meantime, you know, I've got all this other stuff that I can also do in my base. You know, I need to do some minor decorating work on my base. Therefore, I'm going around and I'm filling in all of the smooth stone. I'm filling in all of the various bits and bobs and decorations that are supposed to be placed around my base, you know? These things were supposed to have been there a long time ago. I have been mostly waiting on resources for some of it, but a lot of it is just I haven't gotten around to it yet, you know? Like, for example, these smooth stone sections right here. I just haven't gotten around to placing in all of this smooth stone. It's not that I don't want to place in the smooth stone, don't get me wrong, you know? Don't misunderstand. I do want to fill in all of this smooth stone. I just haven't gotten to it yet. You know? Some people wonder how to be so chill about everything, how to be this relaxed about everything. The answer is actually a lot more simple than you might think. Just don't worry about it, you know? Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes things happen. However, other times things can go perfectly fine. You know, you don't need to worry about everything that's going on. Sometimes just worry about what's currently going on, and everything else will just fall into place. The same can be said about StarCraft 2, you know. You don't need to worry about everything that's going on in your StarCraft game. Instead, just focus on what you need to currently focus on. Everything else is kind of auxiliary. Because in the end, all that worrying about everything else is going to do is just cause you more worry. So instead, what you should do is just focus on what you can affect, and then work from there. Now, I'm going to make a lot of trips back to the base because I'm basically carving out 3 layers of stone for each layer, or for like 3 stacks of material for each stack of smooth stone that I'm laying down right now. And some of that material is dirt, some of it is not. But for the most part, it's just a lot of material. Mostly stone, just regular stone. And apparently some andesite. However, it does not appear as though I have enough room to pick up any granite. Or cobblestone, for that matter. But that's fine. As long as I manage to collect my smooth stone. Oh, there's iron there. Cool. That'll come in handy. Means I don't need to worry too much about running out of iron. There we go. Let me drop this up here in order to retrieve this, because I don't want these materials to get buried. Cobblestone I'm not as worried about, but I still kind of want to make sure I grab everything. Oh, right. Okay, let me deposit on the ground this material, and then I will return for that material very soon. First, I need to retrieve some inventory space. And the way I do that is by, for example, depositing my dirt. Therefore, I'm not holding a bunch of dirt. I also need to deposit the cobblestone, which I am holding, and the redstone ore, which I am holding. I should also deposit any diorite. Don't have any andesite. Oh. I have a decent clip of andesite currently. Or so it would seem. Stone. Need to refill the stone reserves on this smelter here. Let's go ahead and stock that up. Deposit anything extra. Now I can go all the way back to, where did I leave off? Down here. Oops. Oh, this floor. Oh my. What happened here? Something happened. Okay. Well, that was weird. Yeah. Okay. That was disconcerting. What time is it? 6:43. I have no idea why that happened. If it was something I said, I apologize. You know, I don't really know what I said that was so wrong, but whatever. Closed captions will help me. I hope. That's one thing I like about YouTube on a PC is you get that transcript, and that transcript is really nice because it allows you to not only see what was said without needing to rewind or fast forward, but you also get to experience an easy way to travel to another point in time in the video where you're able to, for example, hear anything that you might have missed over again. I know the auto-generated transcript doesn't really always have the correct record of what was said, but it does get really close. It's very accurate most of the time. And personally, I find it helpful. I find just having an auto-generated transcript actually is helpful. Not everyone used to have that option. An auto-generated transcript for English was at one point thought to be nothing more than science fiction. A universal translator between all known languages, again, at one point was thought to be science fiction. The ability to fly between the massive land masses across the ocean was, again, thought at one point to be nothing more than science fiction. The point is, science fiction is a lot closer to fact than fiction on a lot of different things. It's just a matter of people figuring out how to make it work, how to build it. There's nothing saying that we can't have, Thor's hammer actually existing. A hammer that has the head of a hammer made from the heart of a white dwarf star. Yeah, that's entirely possible to be made. That could be made. Do you have the heart of a white dwarf star on hand? No? Oh, well, that definitely complicates things. You kind of need one of those in order to make that hammer in particular. As far as being able to lift the hammer goes, good luck. Because, well, as mentioned, it's made from the heart of a white dwarf star. Those things are incredibly heavy. Some scientists will sit there and tell you things like, gravity isn't a universal force. And it's like, well, no, gravity is a subforce. It's a force that is not dominant, true, but it is a constant. It is a force. It's very similar in that regard to the way sound operates. Sound operates as disturbances in the atmosphere propagating through vibrations. If you removed all vibrations from the entire planet, there'd be no sound. Something to think about. There'd be no sound if everything on the planet stopped moving. Because sound is created by our vocal cords generating vibrations in the air as we speak. Those vibrations then propagate through the air into the ear canal of anyone that we are trying to speak to. And hopefully they have enough hairs in their ear canal to be able to hear, because that is the receptor of the sound. If they have enough hairs but they still cannot hear, then it is likely due to a problem with the nerves which would be attached to said ear canal. As I have mentioned, science fiction is not that far off from science facts. There are certain degrees of overlap between the two. As far as how much you want to invest into that overlap, that's up to you. Me, I like to make sure that when I look into an idea, I look at all of the ways that the idea overlaps with other ideas. I like to look at what is the most common factor. If the most common factor is that I, for example, have, all of these concepts just constantly reoccurring, eventually I'm going to start investigating why all of these concepts just constantly reoccur. And when I do, I'll probably find out, well, maybe that's because these concepts are true and those concepts are false. Or I might find out the opposite. Maybe those concepts are true and these concepts are false. Either way, I'm going to find out that because science is just science, science is this immutable fact. As a matter of fact, that's what science works on, immutable facts. Anyway, as I continue using science to study why my results are the way that they are, I will eventually come across the answer, and I will make use of that answer to discover, more about the universe and life itself and how everything works together. And this works the same way whether it's in real life or in a video game. If you're playing a video game and you get a new weapon, and then you want to see, for example, let's say you get, a little squirt gun, and you're like, okay, I have a squirt gun. And then in this example, let's say you're playing the game goes, okay, now here's a taser. At some point in time, you're going to eventually sit there and go, I wonder what happens if I shoot someone with the squirt gun and then shoot them again with the taser. And what you'll find out is that the squirt gun will probably get them all nice and soaked and then electrocute them because you hit them with the taser, and because they're all wet from the squirt gun, you probably cause extra damage. That's one example of how scientific exploration can generate a more thorough worldview of just everything. You know? If you have the proper mindset, you can sit there and complete genius level tasks with subgenius thinking, with subgenius IQ. You know, you can sit there and do things that were made for a genius, and you won't even really know that you're doing genius level tasks because you're just doing the task. That actually happened to someone. They sat there and they weren't really paying attention in class, and the teacher had written on the chalkboard a equation which had not yet been solved. And the person, because they weren't paying attention in class, did not realize that it was an unsolved equation. He thought it was just homework. So he took the equation home, and he took some time, and he went and he, finished the equation. He even got an extension from his professor in order to do it. At the time, the professor wasn't paying much attention. He was like, oh yeah, you need an extension on your homework. Yeah, sure, fine. Whatever, He wasn't really paying attention. He didn't think anything of it until the guy brought in the homework and turned it in, and the professor looked it over, and he sent it off to some other people, sent copies of it off to other people, and he said, oh my God, I think this guy actually solved this equation, and he got it reviewed by top professors in other universities, and the guy was like, oh my, my work's being reviewed. What's it being reviewed for? Because he didn't know. Again, he didn't know that it was an unsolved equation. But he solved it. And that's kind of the point, is that he solved it. He got famous for solving an equation that was otherwise unsolved. And the reason why he solved it was because he just didn't know that it was unsolved. He just didn't know. He had no idea. Completely clueless on the matter. But he did it. He did the work. And now he's famous for it. Some math guy. I don't know. I didn't go to college or anything, so I don't know all of that. I didn't go to high school. I dropped out after 5th grade because I got kidnapped by the state when I was 10. It's kind of annoying. I missed out on things like prom. I missed out on pretty much anything to deal with social learning, social studies. I missed out on all of that because I couldn't trust my school anymore. Yeah, it is what it is. I kind of got over it, kind of not. They tell me that, I'm perfectly fine, perfectly normal, perfectly sane. I look at them and I ask them, so do I need to, kill that person over there in the corner to get my disability or what? And they just look at me and they go, no, why would you think that? Oh, no reason. I just figured, if it was some sort of test, I'd do it. I don't mind. They're like, you don't mind? What do you mean you don't mind? Believe it or not, that was actually my question, my first question when I was getting my disability case reviewed by a judge. Do I need to kill that person over there? Because I'll do it. I said that to them. And for some reason, they decided that I seem sane enough to not be, disabled. They deemed me not disabled. My global assessed function, the GAF, is 40. For my high score, that's my high score. anything lower than a 51 is qualified as disabled. 40 puts me in the upper range of mental disability. Specifically, I have a form of psychosis. I'm crazy. This is not news to me. I'm well aware of this. This is not some startling revelation to me. I'm familiar with the fact that I'm crazy. Shrug. That's my response. Shrug. As soon as this video finishes uploading, I'm going to immediately come right back and start recording more because I need more content. I need more videos. I need to actually not only catch up to where I'm supposed to be, I need to get ahead of where I'm supposed to be, because where I'm supposed to be, I'm actually really far behind. Like on my upload schedule, I'm supposed to have, I was supposed to have this episode recorded 2.5 days ago. Okay. On top of that, I have a Friday D&D session coming up, meaning I have 6 hours dedicated to D&D ahead, and yet I definitely need to go and record more videos for Friday. I'm probably going to be releasing these videos. I'm probably just going to start uploading them and set them to release every 3 hours. I probably won't do that. I'll probably set it up so that I release 4 episodes a day until I get my playlist organized and set up properly. In the meantime, I'm going to be releasing just tons and tons of video content, or uploading tons and tons of video content that will slowly be getting released as things continue to get sorted out and organized and everything. And then once everything gets all organized, I'll be able to line it all up so that I can have all of the videos do a staged release, which means it will be done in multiple parts, multiple segments, multiple sections. Yeah. I've been talking for a really long time, therefore I'm a little bit tongue-tied from Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth will make me sometimes say words improperly, incorrectly. I'm not really sure how else to phrase that. Sometimes it makes me say the words wrong, sometimes it makes me say the wrong words. There's not really much I can do about it other than just staying hydrated. It does help to make sure that, whenever the game autosaves, I make sure that I get something to drink. That being said, I think my 3-liter over here, ow, I think it just got hair in my eye. Ow. I think my 3-liter over here is running a little low on fluid. Ow, ow. My eye hurts because I had hair poke at my eye. It didn't actually poke my eye itself, it poked at the eye. The iris, I believe, the whites of the eye were a wee bit damaged there, but it's fine, I think. I try to make very informative content. I know that, see, autosave. As Biffa says from I think it was Biffa Plays Games or Biffa's Indie Games, I forget which. Biffa always says, autosave, sip a tea, because that's how he keeps track of when he needs to drink more tea, because he's always talking in his videos. Some people drink more fluids than others. Me, I'm decently hydrated on a regular basis. Therefore, I don't really need to drink that much fluid, because I'm just normally, naturally so well hydrated. Like, I tend to keep my body cool. I tend to keep my my head cool. I tend to not really do a lot of activity that causes me to sweat. I probably should do more cardio, but to be honest, with as large as my body is, cardio for me is basically just asking for a heart attack. You know, I don't want to have a heart attack. I want to live a nice, long, healthy life. I think that definitely would be better than experiencing a heart attack. Because heart attacks hurt, you know. You know, people who suffer heart attacks are always sitting there going, oh my god, it hurts so much. And it's like, well, have you done anything for the pain? Have you perhaps treated the cause? You know? Sometimes you ask these people these very serious, direct, straightforward medical questions, and they just look at you funny. Like, why would I do that? It's like, well, you know, you said your chest was hurting. You said it's been hurting for a few days. Have you gone to a hospital? Told them maybe, you know, I'm having lots of chest pains. I need to check and see if maybe I have a blockage in my heart or something. It feels like my heart might be hurting. And they'll tell you, we'll run some tests. You know, I had a friend do that, and he didn't tell them that he was there because he was experiencing chest pains. He told them he was there for a cough. Within the next 3 days, he died. He had a heart attack and died. Therefore, if you think your heart might be having issues, tell someone. Talk to a doctor, because, you know, you might die, other words, if you don't, you know, treat that. You know, if you don't figure out what's causing the pain, and you don't treat whatever is causing the pain, then when you die, it's kind of your own fault, because, well, you weren't treating the cause, you were treating the symptoms. If you only treat the symptoms, you're never going to fix anything. If you only treat the cause, then the symptoms might get better, but since you treated the cause, then you don't really need to worry too much about the symptoms, because you treated the cause, you know? If the cause is no longer causing it, then, big surprise, the symptoms subside. You know? To nobody's surprise, except maybe your own, the symptoms subside if you know, stop causing whatever was causing it. If you stop whatever was causing it, then what's left, you know? It's not going to keep causing you problems because you got rid of whatever was causing the problems. So what's left? You know? If you do everything right, then you don't need to worry about what's left, because you did everything right. You know? At the same time, if you mess something up, depending on what you mess up and how you mess it up, you can end up with problems very quickly escalating way, way beyond your control. And you don't want that, because that just means that you're going to have more difficulties, more problems, more situations that need to be fixed as you continue trying to struggle against whatever caused the problem in the first place. Which is, of course, a problem in itself, and is very, very annoying to deal with. Okay. Got that situation sorted. Onwards to more digging. I'm like a elvish dwarf or a gnome. Elvish dwarf is probably a better example, because I am really tall. I have really good hearing. Big old ears too. Big, big ears. And you know what they say about people with big ears? Great hearing. Or so I hear. I know, it's a terrible pun. But hey, if you can't laugh, then, well, you're probably not doing something right. Because, you know, if you can't laugh at a joke, then you're either way too serious or you're, you know, under way too much stress. If you're under too much stress, you really need to do something about that. You need to find out what's causing all of the stress. You know, if there's someone sitting there telling you, you know, well, you shouldn't be doing this and this and this, chances are then whatever is causing that undue stress is related to whatever the person is talking about in the things that you shouldn't be doing. For example, if you're sitting there trying to figure out, you know, well, why is Blue always mining? It's like, well, because I need to have a bunch of materials. You know, I need all of these materials in order to build up the base. The only way I can build it up any better is if I have more materials. That's just kind of the only real outcome here, is I just need more materials. I need more. You know, that's one of the great things about Minecraft, is it lets you just, you know, go on these mining sprees that allows you to just gather more materials and more materials and more materials until finally you just have all of the materials you could ever need. And then you go mining some more because you still need more materials for your next project, and then your next project, and then your next project after that. You know, you go on all of these different resource gathering expeditions in Minecraft because that's just what you do in Minecraft. You know, that's just how it works. you find yourself, gathering a lot of different resources. You find yourself gathering a lot of different pets. You find yourself fighting off a lot of different monsters. And then eventually you go about just automating everything. Just everything. Need to kill a bunch of monsters? Automate it. Need to, gather a bunch of redstone? Automate it. Need to harvest up the souls of the damned? Well, probably don't want to automate that one because that sounds kind of dangerous. But, you get the idea. You can just automate all of this stuff. And because it's Minecraft, it's pretty easy. It's not reality, but it's darn close. And if you can manage to use Minecraft to, for example, play D&D, then yeah, you can do some really amazing stuff. Most of D&D is just keeping track of everything that's going on. If you're worried about maybe, some monster showing up, okay, well, then what does the monster look like? If you don't know what the monster looks like, that's fine. You don't always have to know what the monster looks like. Maybe the monster is an invisible stalker. Maybe the monster's